The man grabbed a thick wad of cash and walked to the window, hurling it outside. But before the bills could hit the ground, they all turned to ash. Next, Jack took an antique painting and carried it to the doorway. He placed it on the floor, and then something incredible happened. The portion of the painting outside the room began to age rapidly, crumbling to dust within moments. Suddenly, he understood, anything obtained through the wishing room could not leave its walls. The moment it crossed the threshold, it would vanish without a trace. Devastated, Jack stormed back into the wishing room and began frantically smashing the walls, desperate to uncover the room's secrets. As he tore into them, he discovered the entire house was entangled in a dense web of electrical wiring. It was utterly bizarre. Finally, behind one wall, he found blueprints of the room's construction, but they made no sense to him. Just as he stood there, baffled, his wife walked toward the door with their child. He begged her not to leave, but she ignored him, stepping outside with the boy. Jack didn't stop her. Maybe this was his chance to make the child disappear for good. Silently, he waited by the door, and sure enough, the moment they crossed the threshold, the child began wailing. His skin started changing, his shoes visibly rotting away. Hearing his wife's desperate screams, Jack's resolve wavered. In the end, he couldn't bear it. He snatched the child and rushed back inside, but by then, the shoes had already turned to dust. When they looked at the boy, they froze in horror. In those few seconds outside, the infant had aged into a teenager. Now Jack understood, anything from the wishing room disintegrated outside, because time accelerated thousands of times faster beyond its walls. Determined to keep the child, his wife grew increasingly unhinged. She lied to him, claiming the outside world was full of deadly germs, that only the room was safe. But the more she insisted, the more obsessed the boy became with escaping. It became his sole mission, and he seized every chance to bolt for the door. Each time, his mother barely caught him in time. Finally, she boarded up the doors and windows with wooden planks. Problem solved, or so she thought. What they didn't know was that their son had overheard every word about the wishing room's secrets. The next morning, Jack woke up, and what he saw made his blood run cold.